So, have you been following what's going on with HIMS and HERS lately?
Oh, yeah, it's been a wild week for them, hasn't it?
Absolutely. The FDA just announced that the semaglutide shortage is over, which is huge
Right.
news.
Yeah, but that can't be good for HIMS and HERS since they were offering
Exactly.
those compounded GLP-1 weight loss drugs, right?
Exactly. They were selling those alternatives at a fraction of the cost, like
Mm-hmm.
$199 a month compared to $1,000 for Ozempic or Wegovy.
Wow, that's a big difference.
Yeah, but now that the shortage is over, they can't legally sell those cheaper compounded versions anymore.
Right. So their business model takes a hit.
Well, they have to pivot, you know? CEO Andrew Dudum said they'd focus on other personalized treatments and keep
Mm-hmm.
an eye on future shortages.
That's a tough spot to be in.
For sure. The stock reacted pretty dramatically. It dropped over 26% intraday,
Ouch!
closing down over 23% on that day.
Investors must be worried.
Definitely. And to make matters worse, they had just acquired a peptide facility in California, which was supposed to
Yeah.
boost their supply chain and scalability.
Oh, I heard about that. That seemed like a good move.
It was, but the FDA news overshadowed it. Initially, the acquisition had fueled
Right.
optimism, and the stock had surged 43% in the prior week.
So all that got wiped out?
Pretty much. It's like they took one step forward and two steps back.
Yeah, but do you think the acquisition could help them recover?
It might in the long term, but the market is focused on the immediate impact of losing the GLP-1 revenue, you know?
Mm-hmm. I'm not so sure the market is thinking long term here. I mean, couldn't the acquisition show they're planning ahead?
You have a point. Maybe the market's overreacting to the FDA news,
Yeah.
but it's definitely a significant concern right now.
Plus, the broader market hasn't been helping, right?
Exactly. The Dow Jones dropped nearly 700 points, which is huge, and high-growth
Right.
stocks like HIMS and HERS were hit hard.
Everyone's rotating out of riskier assets.
Yeah, and then analysts started downgrading the stock ahead of their earnings report, which didn't help.
Exactly. Oh man, that's piling on.
Bank of America reiterated an underperform rating with a $21 price target,
Wow.
calling the FDA decision a clear negative for their GLP-1 growth.
That must have shaken investor confidence even more.
Definitely did. The stock fell below $50, and short interest is rising,
Hmm.
so things aren't looking good in the short term.
But didn't they have some momentum earlier in the week?
They did. Before all this, they were riding high from their acquisition of
Right.
Tribe Labs and that controversial Super Bowl ad.
Oh, right. Their web traffic spiked after the Super Bowl, didn't it?
Yeah, it went up 650%, which is massive.
So consumers are interested, but the regulatory environment is shifting under them.
Exactly, and in the telehealth sector, they're facing competition from big players like Amazon, which doesn't make it any
Exactly.
easier.
Amazon's getting into everything these days.
Tell me about it. And with the regulatory scrutiny on compounding pharmacies, it's adding to the challenges, you know?
Right. So where does that leave HIMS and HERS?
Well, they need to pivot and focus on other personalized treatments, but the earnings report will be crucial to see how they plan to
Exactly.
navigate this.
Do you think they can bounce back?
It's possible, but they have to navigate these headwinds carefully. It's like steering a ship through a storm, you know?
Right. It's make or break time for them.
Exactly. Their long-term growth story might still be intact if they can adapt,
Mm-hmm.
but it's a tough road ahead.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how it plays out.